A Valparaiso woman is getting 10 months in prison for scamming people, even though 10 months is not long enough for scamming people. A Valparaiso woman is headed to prison for using her business to steal money from clients, according to the Department of Justice. A 66-year-old woman named Randy Scannell is going to face up to 10 months in prison, and police say that she used her business, Custom Giant Solutions, to send invoices to a company for fraudulent payroll expenses, and between 2015 and 2020, within that 5-year time frame, Randy and her family had made $460,000 from this scheme. So basically, but 10 months is not long enough to be serving jail time for that type of crime. If you live in Merrillville, Indiana, then you would know which. If you live on the Merrillville Griffith borderline, you would know which airport I'm talking about. But firefighters battled a fire at the Griffith Merrillville Airport in northwest Indiana Thursday night, and it led up until Friday morning. According to the Lake County, Indiana Sheriff's Office, an officer on patrol reported the small fire around 11:30 p.m., and the fire was put out by 3:30 a.m. Friday morning. Now, flames caused the roof and one of the hangars to collapse, but no injuries were reported. But the Indiana State Fire Marshal's Office is investigating the cause of the fire, and they do not have any leads on what caused the fire or what possibly started it, and any possible damage to any aircrafts. And there is a little small video here. I'm going to try to turn this up.
Merrillville Airport.
Oh, God,
Yeah, take a look. Breaking news, firefighters in northwest Indiana spent hours working to put out a fire at the Griffith Merrillville Airport.
Yeah, take a look at this video into our newsroom overnight. You can see crews here pouring water on one of 4 different airplane hangars that collapsed. The fire first broke out around 11:30 last night, and finally, crews got it under control around 3:30 this morning, so just a few hours ago. It's not clear how the fire started or if any planes were damaged, but we do know no one was hurt. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Now back to the...
Yeah, they don't know what caused that. They don't know what caused that at all, but, sometimes things just happen. 70 pounds, and it was up to about $1 million of cocaine was seized during a traffic stop. God, every time somebody tries to start a business, a cop's got to fuck it up for them. Yeah, it says okay, the trooper found 70 pounds of cocaine and 45 pounds of marijuana, and about $1 million was seized. Damn. And then we got an Indiana woman was arrested in the death of a 3-year-old. She's being held on a $1 million bond. This is coming from Louisville, Kentucky. But the lady's from Indiana. So an Indiana woman was arrested and is being held on a $1 million bond in connection with the death of a 3-year-old girl back in 2023. On August 22nd of 2023, investigators responded to Norton's Children's Hospital, which I'm not sure where that's at, when medical staff reported a 3-year-old girl had suffered a traumatic brain injury. Ashanti Jackson, the girl's stepmother and caretaker, had called 911 saying that the girl fell off the bed during a seizure and became unconscious from the fall. The child would spend 2 days on life support before they pulled the plug, and she died from her injuries. And the subsequent autopsy revealed the death to be a homicide from blunt impact injuries to the head. An arrest warrant was issued for Jackson for several felony charges in mid-March after several months-long investigation. Now, Jackson faces charges of aggravated battery, neglect of a dependent resulting in death, and a battery resulting in a serious bodily injury to a person that's less than 14 years old. And Jackson is currently being held in Clark County Jail. A Gary man was arrested following an armed robbery at a Griffith gas station. So let's see this here. This is coming from Hammond, Indiana, but an armed robbery at a gas station in Griffith, Indiana on Monday led to the swift arrest of a Gary man by local law enforcement. The Griffith Police Department reported that the incident took place around 7:14 a.m. in the 800 block of North Broad Street. Officers quickly gathered evidence at the scene, including eyewitness testimonies and surveillance video, which, along with other technological evidence, facilitated the rapid tracking down of the suspect. The guy that got arrested was Rayshawn Boris, a 21-year-old resident of Gary, and he was located and arrested at a hotel in Hammond, Indiana. Now, a search warrant was executed, and Boris's hotel room reportedly uncovered a firearm and a significant amount of U.S. currency. Boris was subsequently detained at the Lake County Prison without bond and has been formally charged with armed robbery, level 3 felony, and a possession of cocaine, level 6 felony by the Lake County Prosecutor's Office. Now, they always say, if you have any information leading up to this, to call the police, and with different numbers. Blommer Chocolate is going to close their factory. I had never heard of them until just recently. So Blommer Chocolate to close the sweet smelling factory in Chicago. They're near the Chicago Loop, so the Blommer Chocolate Factory near Chicago's Loop will be closed under a company-wide restructuring, the owners had announced on Friday. The chocolate processing plant along Kinsey near Milwaukee dates back to 1939, and it is known for emitting a sweet smell through the neighborhood. We have people say a neighbor that lives in that area says that they have a balcony facing west, so every time he opens his patio doors, he gets a sweet smell of brownies. This is what Mark Ortman had told a news radio station. It would be bittersweet to know that won't be the case anymore. A lot of these buildings that are old, they're expensive to keep maintenance up on. And so basically that's one of the reasons why they're closing, because they can't keep up with maintenance. And it's going to cause 900 layoffs. One of the Cubs signings, Garrett Cooper, makes the opening day roster, and Dominic Smith, who does not make the roster, decides he's going to opt out of his out of the contract that he signed with the Cubs. Now, doesn't matter anyway, because for one, his was a minor league deal. It wasn't anything major. It didn't guarantee him a major league spot. Ryan Sandberg just announced that he's cancer-free for right now, even though he's in a remission. So Chicago Cubs Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg took to social media Friday to give the positive update on his battle with cancer, and I forgot he was even. I didn't even know he was battling cancer. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer back in January, and I did not know about it. And Ryan Sandberg was actually one of those good players. He played a majority of his career with the Cubs. He retired for 1 year and then came back, but he started off his career with the Phillies, and then at the start of 1982, the Cubs acquired him in a trade, and he would spend 1982 to 1994 with the Cubs. He would retire for 1995, and then in 1996 he would come out of retirement, play 2 more years with the Cubs, and then retire again. He did manage just briefly. The Cubs have announced that he will become the 6th Cub in team history to have a statue outside of Wrigley Field. A Chicago school is gonna buy out a former Tyson Foods headquarters building, and they're gonna turn it into a school for kids. I don't know what the hell they need with a 247,000 square foot building, but sometimes you just don't need that big of a building even for a school. I said how that's going to cause people to get lost in it. And this Tyson Foods building has been abandoned since 2013. Okay, the community solution education system and the Chicago school have acquired the West Loop office, Tyson Foods building, located at 400 South Jefferson Street. The building is 247,000 square feet, and the facility, which is the former site of the Tyson Foods headquarters, is expected to open in 2025, and it will accommodate approximately about 2,000 students, faculty, and staff from both institutions. The building closed in 2012, and they sold the property for for almost $98 million in 2013 to a company called Cole Real Estate Investment. This building is also going to be the home to the Illinois College of Osteomedicine. So it's kind of a good thing that the building's going to be put to good use, but I don't think they need a building that big. A tragic casino parking lot shooting claims the life of rapper Young Block, who was only 32. I don't think I know Young Block. I gotta see what casino this is at. The tragic loss of Young Block. The hip-hop community is in mourning after the devastating murder of Young Block, who was a talented 32-year-old rapper known for hits like Spin the Block and One on One. The tragedy unfolded outside an Indiana casino, leaving fans and loved ones reeling from the senseless violence. According to reports from the Harrison County Sheriff's Department and the Kansas City Star, Young Block, whose real name was Lil Don Williams, had just performed at Studio 15 in Louisville, Kentucky, before heading to Caesar's Southern Indiana Hotel and Casino in Elizabeth, Indiana. And little did Little Don Williams know that two masked individuals had been trailing him during his travels. Now, in the early hours of Sunday morning, as Young Block exited the casino around 4 a.m., the assailants sprung into action, armed with rifles. They aggressively confronted the rapper, who attempted to escape the fatal encounter, but tragically the masked gunmen opened fire, fatally killing him. And they stole his 2013 Dodge Charger, a vehicle that held sentimental value to him. Nobody knows the reasons for why he was gunned down, but the reasons remain unclear. The violent nature of the crime had led Sheriff Nick Smith to conclude that the rapper was intentionally hunted and executed by the perpetrators for no reason whatsoever. He was married, but of course, they don't give her name. But at 32 years old, that's young to be killed at. But I guess we'll never know what the reasoning was for why he was murdered. But if you like the video, you can give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. Make sure to hit the like. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button if you want more videos like this. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And for just as little as a few bucks a video or a month, your donation can help go a long way. And leave a comment, let me know what you think. And I'll be back next week with another video.